Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at the 34. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. On play action, now Garoppolo. Looking to hit Matthews, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
Janikowski adds the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The 49ers heading out, and if you listen real closely, you can hear it. The buzz right now that is around this 49er team. And look, they finished last year strong. Big reason why, Jimmy Garoppolo. So a lot of hope coming into 2018.
And I think you nailed everything that you're really talking about with this team, starting with Jimmy Garoppolo. But I think underneath it, I go back to the start of last season. Brand new head coach in Kyle Shanahan, brand new general manager, and a brand new direction. And they stayed the course despite starting the season with a long losing streak. Many people wondered if they would win a game, but they didn't panic, didn't rush out and get a lot of veterans for short-term help. Just said, this is our team, this is our structure, let's go for it. And they kept doing that and finished the season with a 5-game winning streak led by, as you mentioned, Jimmy Garoppolo, and a lot of hope and optimism for the future.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Hey, gun.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Being chased out left. Now he's going to let it. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And that one results in 35 yards. A lot of attention paid this week in practice to red zone offense. The coach was optimistic about how it went. We'll see. Now a toss play. It's Breeden looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. On second down, here's Garoppolo. Drops it off for Coleman. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. He may try and run for this. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And the first play will be a field goal try. And Gold is able to put it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Wow, that play got shut down in a hurry.
As soon as the snap came, you could see defensively they were just closing in. That was going nowhere.
Yeah, you count on your offensive line to give you a little bit of...
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Spins by. And now running right through it. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Vikings heading out. We'll have to see what the Falcons do this year, but we do know that the Vikings will not be the first team to play the Super Bowl in their home stadium because they had that shot last year, Charles. Came up short in the NFC title game, but this is a club that has retooled to make another run.
Still built defense first. In the image of their head coach, Mike Zimmer. And they have all-stars at every level. Start with Linval Joseph at defensive tackle. Move back to Anthony Barr at linebacker. Xavier Rhodes at cornerback. Harrison Smith at safety. They can do it all on defense. But the signing of Kirk Cousins on offense at quarterback signals that this is a Vikings team that wants to open things up a little bit. Get a little bit more explosive and not have to play quite as many grinded-out games as they did in 2017.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run again on 1st down. Cook. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, who is this guy? He's special. And he said, Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field.
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. Here's Cousins. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas able to get him for a loss of about 3. This man's been a fan favorite in the Bay Area for a while. First with Stanford, now with San Fran.
The number 3 pick out of Stanford last season. His versatility is the key to his success. Whether he's playing defensive tackle, defensive end, line him up over the nose in passing situations, usually uses his quickness to get to the quarterback.
Flushed. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And he fields it cleanly. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And Anthony Barr just has it all as far as I'm concerned in terms of physique, athletic ability, and now he's versatile as well. When he came out of UCLA, he played outside linebacker, but also down defensive end. The Vikings can utilize the same sort of skills.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? And a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1:59 to go in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. On first down, Garoppolo spinning away. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Another timeout called by the Vikings now, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
First down, here's Cousins. Open here, Adam Thielen. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
Hey, we talked about Adam Thielen a little bit last year, didn't we? Possession receiver, makes some tough catches, gets it done, and he's a homeboy. Grew up very close to the Twin Cities.
And showing those possession receiver skills right there to pick up the first. That is incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey. Mike's 50. Black.
Working out of the gun. Cousins flushed out right. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Lynch 50. The hut. 180.
Cousins again. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And in their own territory, needing only a few inches, they're going to line up to go for this thing on 4th down. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
They'll toss it to Breida. Oh, and now he pulls him over. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. To throw is Garoppolo. And that'll make it 2nd and goal. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal. Garoppolo now on 3rd and goal. For the former Washington Husky, Dante Pettis, touchdown number 1 in his career. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, Let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you can kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go, so you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form?
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Final play of the half. Cousins going deep for Diggs. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll check in for the first time with the newest member of our Madden family, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what do we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. They'll find Goodwin here on the right side. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order.
And he's going to be wrapped up and driven down. Anthony Barr. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. Garoppolo to throw on second down. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 30. Garoppolo able to find Goodwin for a big one. And even 40 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Jimmy Garoppolo remembers 7-0 lifetime as an NFL starter. He's got the lead here in the opener with a Niner first down. Garoppolo on first down. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide-open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
Garoppolo now. Going underneath, it's Coleman. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl. Where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Garoppolo now, 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Try to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. It's Xavier Rhodes there in on the stop. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Someone moved. Flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Linval Joseph continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? On play action, it's Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And it'll be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Rhino!
Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Of course, last year, you think about Dalvin Cook's injury in Week 4 with a torn ACL, just hoping that he can stay healthy in 2018.
And if so, we'll see plenty of runs that will be big time in 2018. Because in 2017, he took over the starting running back job as a rookie and was off to a terrific start. In fact, if you ask people in the Minnesota Vikings organization, they were giddy at the fact that they were able to get him outside of the first round and plug him into the lineup. They expect him to be big time in this season.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Cousins. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. The Vikings send out their punter, standing just outside his own goal line. It's taken to the 26. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Breida. And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39. Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
The Niners on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Play action, Garoppolo. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. Following the interception, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Solomon Thomas able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. D. Ford in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Jason Verrett. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
Well, you're trailing. It's the 4th quarter, and you've got to throw the football. But the defense knows this, too. So they're just going to sit back, bring in an extra defensive back or two, the old nickel or dime strategy, Brandon, and wait for you to put that bad boy up for grabs. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Maurice Alexander making the stop defensively. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Back to throw, Garoppolo. Deep ball for Goodwin. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And now out comes Minnesota.
Ringo. Hey, Steamer. The hunt.
Cousins. Left side caught by Diggs. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Hey, Flicker. Rhino. 56 to Mike. Black, 82.
Here's Cousins. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Spurs. Black.
Now Cousins. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game, because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
3 down.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And he finds Cook. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Escaping the pressure right. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Rhino. Done. 180. Done.
Cousins to throw. Forced out to his left. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that, because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Again, it's Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Steamer. Two.
They'll throw again. Cousins. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. Wait a second. They did not accept that after the incompletion. Your look is just as puzzled as mine.
I got nothing for you here. You have to take that penalty, don't you?
It's free yards. Now it's freedom. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Oh, Garoppolo's going to throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.